Evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Music Dreams USA Radio, iHeartRadio Artist Spotlight Show, being brought to you today by Blue Shamrock Music, Mr. Stephen Brady, and also Biker Bay Barber. And thank those guys. They just recently joined our station, and we do support live music. So on the show today, we have got another special guest, and I cannot wait to introduce her to you. And her name is Carrie Puckett. And we actually interviewed her. Is it your dad?
No, my brother, Dean Parrott.
Yeah. Well, you guys looked alike, so hey, you never know, right? Well, a funny story about James, though, right? James was one of our very first interviews, and you're talking about maybe 5 years ago. We interviewed him. Yeah.
Yep.
No, 5 years later, we have another Puckett in the house. And we're so excited to have you. And welcome to the show. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're coming to you from our Carolina studios, and right now there are some serious thunder boomers moving through the area. So, we were delayed a little bit because of the bad weather, but we are back live. The station's up and running. My boss is happy. The show is on the air, so we are ready to rock and roll. So, Miss Carrie,
light rain in Brisbane, so we're right.
I was just going to ask you, what part of Australia are you from?
Yeah, so I live in Brisbane, so in Queensland, Australia. So, yeah, I was brought up in the South Burnett on the family cattle property, but moved to Brisbane about 10 years ago. So,
how you liking it?
Yeah, shopping's good. Do miss the country life, but it's always good to go back up home to Kingaroy, where Dad and Dean and my mum are. So, no, I've sort of got the best of both worlds. I can, it was just life. My husband was fly in, fly out in the mine, so it was easier being in the city, and
Right on. Well, again, as I mentioned, welcome to the show, and we're so excited to have you. And so let's kick off our show. If you maybe want to share with our listeners are watching now that we'll be watching later, how did your music journey begin, and what is some of the best advice you ever got in the music industry?
Okay, so it goes way back. Dean and I both started, like I said, we were brought up in rural Queensland on a cattle property. So always have that love for the bush. And so we started, I was probably about 8, doing the rounds of the Queensland Country Music Festival competition circuit. So Dean and I always competed in those for a few years, and just our love for music grew from there. Did that for quite a few years. In 1989, Dean and I did an album, Australia She's Mine. It was all bush ballads, and that was way back in the records and cassette stage. Then I took a break, so it's been about 25 years approximately. Just life got busy, being a mum, and as I said, my husband was fly in, fly out, and then looking after the kids while he was away. And then he had a bit of a battle with cancer for a couple of years, so that was the focus. And now it's back for me. I can get back into it. So last year, decided that I would record a single. So we did that and released that a couple of weeks ago. So so I think the best advice that I have received is be yourself, be true to what you love and what you're about. And I think that always reflects in, especially with bush ballads, because it's storytelling and it's from the heart. And that's what I really love about being able to sing the Australian bush ballads, because it's what you know and you can put feeling into it, and it's telling a story. So that's it. I think too, as you get older, like now this time round, I've got a more more appreciative, and I look into the songs and do a bit of research about everything, and yeah, you can sort of relate to it a lot better.
Awesome. Let's circle back and talk about that brand new song you just released a few weeks ago. Can you maybe
Yeah.
talk about that song? How did it come together? And lastly, what does your songwriting look like when you do put together some amazing music?
Yeah, so I think the song, it's extra special to me because it was written by my father, Glenn Perrott, and co-written with Dean. Dean put the music to it, and it's actually because my dad, he doesn't sing, but he's a very good poet, and now that they've sold the family property, Bowen Fells. It was in the family 90 odd years, but it was time to, retired. So dad's retired into town and he's doing a lot of writing. So anyway, this was one of his songs, one of his poems, and it's based, it's true story, on one of the properties. There are 4 graves, and they are 4 young children from a pioneering family, and all the 4 graves were marked with just glass bottles. So Dad and Dean then erected a rail where the graves are and put 4 white crosses up there, just to as a memorial for the children, because that they were only it was in the 1894, I think the first child passed, and they were only like 2 or 3, but there's 4 from the same family. And the amazing thing is, when the children were laid to rest, the parents, they planted rose bushes where the graves were. And today there is still 1 rose bush that still grows and blooms every year. So it'd be 120 years old, this rose bush, and it's battled fire, drought, flood, trampled by the bullocks. It's had it all, but it still blooms every year, this beautiful pink rose. So the song is just, it's a tribute to the family and just the story about the 4 graves and the 4 white crosses.
What's the name of the song?
The song is White Crosses and the Rose.
Right on. And so how can our listeners get a hold of that song?
Okay, so it was just released I've got it on my website, so kerryperrottmusic.com. It can be purchased there, or it's on all digital platforms. So that was just popped up there on the 23rd of April. So that's all new. So Spotify, iTunes, you can see it on YouTube. So it's there to be looked at and hopefully purchased.
Awesome. Well, on our morning show tomorrow, we're going to actually play that song.
Oh, that'd be fabulous.
Yes, that song's going to go up the Russell K, Alexa, Sean Brown, and DJ Cassie morning show.
Oh,
so if
fabulous.
our listeners watching now will be watching or listening tomorrow on iHeartRadio. We're actually going to play that song. As I mentioned, we'll open up our morning show. And we do that each and every week to all of the artists. Just our way of saying thank you and helping to support you and what you're doing. So now we spoke about that song.
Yeah.
What's up? What's on the back burner? You got anything on the back burner getting ready to be brewing right now?
Well, it was back on stage last September, was the first time in like 20 odd years. So I've been doing a few shows and just loving that again, being out there. And just, I think you forget about, living in the city and that, and you forget about like country people, and I'm just loving going to the old halls and just it's a wonderful atmosphere. And I'm actually off this afternoon up to the South Burnett. There's a big Spirit of the Bush festival at Binduma Homestead, so there's quite a few artists performing there. So over the weekend, because it's a long weekend, we've got Anzac Day tomorrow, and so I'll be up there for a couple of days, and then just doing some shows here and there. And I am hoping that down the track I will be able to do an album, so get a few more writings and see how Dad's going. And Might see if Dean shares a few of his songs with me and see how we go.
So when you're on stage doing an event, I mean, obviously you're playing, some of the stuff that you wrote, but I'm sure you probably do some cover bands as well, right?
Yes.
What does your
So
show look like?
yeah, so because I've only got a couple of the originals that were released, like the one in '89 and then the one recently. I do a lot of covers, so I think a lot of the music I do, I love Norma O'Hara Murphy. She's an Australian bush balladeer, so I've always sung her songs. She just has a real love for horses and the bush. So I sort of can relate to all those songs and just love those. And any bush ballads, Slim Dusty, love his daughter Anne Kirkpatrick songs, and even back in Buddy Williams, and just anything traditional country music is what I really love. And I'm even learning a few. Love Rhonda Vincent. She's an artist that I really love, and also Angie Sutherland. She does a lot of an American that does a lot of bluegrass gospel songs, and I'm just loving her writing. And so do a few of those songs along the way, and trying to learn quite a few more. So
That's awesome. And so now we thought, so other than the song we spoke about, and you say you're working on some other songs right now. In the meantime, you just get on the road and, do some gigs, and, eventually other songs will come. And is there anything else going on with you in your music career right now you want to share with us?
No, just doing the few shows. Like I said, last weekend we were out at Roma out west. That was about 6 hours drive from Brizzy here. They had Easter in the Country, so performed there with a number of artists, and that was a great weekend at the bush ballad and bush poetry shows we were doing. So it's more just at the moment, I think, settling in, getting the feel again, and just being able to promote the new single and do a few country shows. Dean and I are hoping to do a few together because we used to always do a lot of duets and that. So we'll see what happens down the track. But I'm still working full time, so it sort of gets a bit tricky. But definitely weekends, I love getting out and singing some songs for everyone.
Hey, can we get Dane on the air?
Beg your pardon?
Is Dane up right now?
He probably would be. He is in Kingaroy. So
let's get him on the phone. Let's get him on the phone.
yeah. I'll see if I can call him. Hang on.
Well, see, for everyone's watching out, we'll watch it later. When you come to the Music Dreams iHeartRadio Artist Spotlight Show, expect the unexpected. So, Dane,
yes,
this guy's got a song that I could not stop listening to. He's one of our first people we interviewed. So I'm going to have him sing that song to us on the air. We're gonna try to get him on the air right now. And Stephen Bray's like, what the heck are you doing, Russell? Is he on the air?
I better check. I better check he's dressed in that first. He's not answering.
Dane, don't do me like that. Come on.
He has got a fabulous song out at the moment called Slim's Guitar, and it's he's written it, and it's a ripper. So you'll have to listen to that one. It's a tribute coming from the point of view of like Slim Dusty's guitar. So he's not answering.
Well, we'll catch up with Dane. We'll catch up with him in a little bit then. So let's get back to
you. Dodged a bullet there.
So I mean, with your musical career, what are some of the challenges that you face right now, and what are some of the things you're doing to try to overcome those challenges?
Well, I think, just getting back in, and because I've been away from it all so long, and just I think nerves, that's one thing with me. I think last weekend was the first time I haven't actually shook on stage. And just remembering the songs and being able to I don't know if that's an age thing or what, but that's been a struggle with me this time round, is just yeah, embedding those songs in the head and when you're up there. But we're getting there and it's improving, and I think that's the thing. It's just being able to get your song out there. And I mean, I suppose that's the wonders of social media now, whereas when we did the album back in 1989, like I said, that was on the old record and a cassette, and yeah, you didn't have all your social media and that to advertise. So at least now, yeah, you can get it out. And just going like to the events like this weekend at Roma, it's an not Roma, at Banduma, it's a Spirit of the Bush ballad festival. So it's purely Australian bush ballad music, traditional music that will be sung. So at least, yeah, you get there and they're the audience that love the same music as you. So hoping to meet a lot more people, and yeah, just get my name out there again. So yeah.
How did you and Stephen Brady get back together? How that happened?
That was Dean, a referral from Dean. Dean is like I always call him, because he backs me on stage a lot. He's like my security blanket, and he's been my mentor, my encourager. I wouldn't be able to do it without him. And he's recommended Stephen, and yeah, he has just been amazing with what he's done for me and sharing and so forth. So yeah, big shout out and thank you to Stephen at Blue Shamrock. So yeah,
awesome.
It's been great.
And so as we continue on the talk about your musical career and everything, so when you're not doing the music scene, do you have any hobbies?
Love caravanning. My husband and I, after he won the battle with the big C, we got a caravan. So we love getting out and exploring a bit of the country. So I'm actually sitting in the van at the moment because it's nice and quiet in here. I've got some work meetings going on at the moment inside, so I've ducked out to the van. So we just love getting out and getting away. And like even after the festival last weekend, we did an extra night and stayed at a free camp on the river, so I was able to do a bit of fishing. Love a bit of fishing. So yeah, that's sort of what I love doing, of course, and family and friends and just catching up. So yeah, that's my hobbies.
In the next few years, where do you see your musical career going?
I think just being able to share traditional and bush ballad music, and I'm hoping to semi-retire down the track so that I can travel a little bit more and do a lot more shows. I haven't been to Tamworth Festival for that'd be probably 20 odd years, so I definitely want to get down there next year and just get in amongst it all, and love watching all the other singers and performers. So yeah, that's sort of a goal, get there next year.
What do you love most about music?
I think especially with the traditional and bush ballads, it's telling a story. So there's so much behind the song, like even the single that I've just released, White Crosses in the Rose, like, yeah, if you really listen to the words, there's a story behind it, and there's always so much meaning. So that's what I really love. And singing a lot of the traditional songs, like there's a lot to do with the war, with the whalers, the Australian war horses that were sent across. So I just love with the music, listening to a song and then researching what the song's about. And I think as you get older, you sort of appreciate that a lot more. But yeah, it's just fun. Like I said, music, it's something I love. So yeah, I found my way back to it, and I didn't realize how much I did miss it until now that I'm back into it. And like I said, just getting out and meeting people, and they're always a great bunch at the shows. So it's always good for a yarn and that. So, yeah.
I love hearing you say that, because in the music industry, there's a saying, once you're in the music industry, you can never leave it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who agree with me on this comment, that there's times you're like, throw your hands up here, it's like, I'm done, I'm out, I am not doing this no more. I've been there just like you, and but it's in your veins though, it's in your veins. It's something that's always going to follow you no matter what. And so as I say that, I mean, you took, as you mentioned, you took some time away, gathered yourself back together, took care of the things you had to take care of, and now you're back again. What makes you think this time around that you're going to be able to pick up where you left off?
I think just there's that maturity, and I've got the support of family, and they're off doing their own thing now. So it just feels right. And I just feel now's the time. Like I said, I hadn't picked up my guitar for many years, and now I'm I just love, even when I'm blessed to be able to work from home a fair bit. So even in my lunch hour, I'll pick up the guitar and have a strum and that. So it's just,
that's awesome.
Embedded in me.
As we wind down our interview, and again, thank you so much for hanging out with us here on the Music Dreams iHeartRadio Artist Spotlight Show. And it's great to have you. And is there anything you'd like to share with our listeners who are watching now? We'll be watching later.
Oh, just give my song a spin, and hopefully there'll be some more down the track. So just thank you very much for having me on today. I've really enjoyed the yarn, and
it's awesome. Great. I mean, when you speak to the Parrott family, I talk about music, talk to some really good, talented people. So you're in a very talented family, and the fact that we interviewed your brother 5 years ago, he's a great guy, and make sure you tell him that we said hello. And maybe
I will.
We're gonna reach out to Steven, and I'm gonna have, because Steven books all my gigs for me, so I'm gonna reach out to Steven. I'm gonna say, Steven, I want to get the Parrott family. I want to get all the Parrott family on the show, and we actually did that. I want to say about 3 years ago. We got an entire musical family on the air. It was hilarious. We had so much fun on that show. It was crazy.
All the family secrets will come out. I'll get in first and say I was the better behaved sibling, and we're
gonna make that happen. I'm gonna talk to Steve and make sure we make that happen for you. Well, as I mentioned, welcome back into the music scene, and we're here for you. And anything you need, just reach out to us, and wish you much success. And obviously you're very talented, from a very talented family, and you can have an amazing comeback career. And as I mentioned, we're here for you and wish you all the best. And any final thoughts as we close down our show?
No, thank you very much, and really appreciate being able to speak to you today. And I mean, this is the amazing thing coming back. There's so much online you can and talk to people like this. It's fabulous. So no, thank you very, very much, and hope everyone enjoys the song.
Absolutely. We're gonna, as I mentioned, we're gonna play tomorrow on the Russell K. Alexa, Sean Brown, and DJ Cassie Morning Show. And again, Miss Carrie Parrott, thank you so much for taking time to be with us. Again, that was Miss Carrie Parrott from the Parrott family, and they're huge up in Australia, very talented family. And so what an honor it is to have her on our show. Are you an upcoming aspiring artist and you're looking to get your name out there? You want to maybe be one of our next guests on the show? Well, you can make it happen. I'll reach out to Stephen Brady with a Blue Shamrock Music. Give him a call, and he'll sit down with you and go over all that stuff with you. And we'd love to have you next on our show. And if you want some more information, just go to blueshamrockmusic.com and look up Stephen Brady. Again, it's your friend Russell K. Make sure you join us on iHeartRadio. About a week ago, we just signed our contract, and we are now official members of iHeartRadio. You can listen to us 24/7. All you got to do is download the iHeart app and put in Music Dreams USA Radio, and you'll be able to download the application, and you can take us along anywhere, anytime, any place, 24/7 on iHeartRadio. And until the next time, our Artist Spotlight show is live from 7 p.m. to 7:30 every Wednesday right here on Music Dreams USA Radio and iHeartRadio. Again, a special thank you to Stephen Brady and Blue Shamrock Music. Until next time, friends, be safe, enjoy the rest of your week, and thank you so much for hanging out with us here this evening. Until then, we'll see you soon on Music Dreams USA Radio. We are an iHeartRadio station.